In recent days, the fan community of Sam Heughan, the famous star of the Outlander series, has been shocked by the news that the actor was accused of being involved in a counterfeit goods scam. The news spread quickly on social media, leading many to believe that Sam could face heavy penalties, even the risk of arrest. Forums and fan groups were flooded with worried and angry comments. "I can't believe Sam did this. I bought a product advertised under his name. Is it fake?" The rumors became more serious when some social media accounts released images and invoices that were said to be incriminating evidence. However, when our investigative team began to investigate, many unusual signs quickly became apparent. First of all, most of the evidence spread came from anonymous, unverified accounts. Second, Sam Heughan's name has been used in many advertisements for products floating around the internet, from dietary supplements, cosmetics, to virtual investment programs, without any official confirmation from the actor. This leads to an important question: is it possible that someone has intentionally impersonated Sam Heughan for personal gain and even created a scandal to tarnish his reputation? As word spread that Sam Heughan had been accused of selling counterfeit goods, an independent investigation team made up of international journalists and die-hard fans began investigating. They noticed something unusual. The posts were coming from a series of anonymous accounts with no clear personal information, and all had been created within weeks of the scandal breaking out. One of the most suspicious signs was the way these accounts use language. While Sam Heughan is a Scottish actor, the posts appeared in a variety of languages, from English Spanish to Vietnamese and Russian. Cybersecurity experts say this is a familiar pattern, a coordinated network of bots or fake accounts designed to create the impression that the scandal is global. When tracking the IP addresses of some of the accounts, experts discovered that they all led to the same server cluster located in Eastern Europe, a place that has been repeatedly recorded as having groups specializing in spreading fake news to manipulate public opinion. This made the story start to take a new direction. Was Sam Heughan not involved at all, but just the victim of a sophisticated smear campaign? Meanwhile, his fan community also contributed. They collected dozens of pieces of evidence, compared screenshots, checked the posting dates, and discovered a strange common denominator. Almost all the accounts spreading the news attached a link to a shady e-commerce website where low-quality products were sold with Sam Heughan's name. This raised a big question: was the scandal not accidental, but a dirty business trick exploiting the name of the Outlander star for profit? After weeks of gathering evidence, the investigation team finally narrowed down a name. By following the shady links embedded in the accusations, they found a small e-commerce company registered in an overseas country, but the real owner was hidden behind multiple layers of ghost companies. As they dug deeper, a shocking detail emerged. The operator of this line had been involved in a commercial lawsuit in the early 2010s when he was accused of using celebrity images to fraudulently sell products of unknown origin. The familiar motif: create a scandal, create a crisis of trust, then coincidentally launch an alternative product as a solution. A white hat hacker in the fan group even recovered leaked internal emails. In it, a member of the network wrote clearly, "We need a famous face with global influence. Heughan is the perfect choice. Both beloved and easy to attract attention. Just release the news at the right time, the public will do the rest." Those cold lines revealed a carefully calculated plot. They did not care about Sam Heughan. They just wanted to exploit his appeal to sell fake goods, regardless of his reputation, career, and the emotions of millions of fans. The shock was even greater when it was discovered that some of the accounts accusing Sam had appeared in smear campaigns against other artists. In other words, Sam was not the first target, but the victim with the most global influence. From here, the story was no longer simply a false rumor, but became a battle against a sophisticated network of cybercriminals. and Sam Heughan, without knowing it, became the center of that storm. News of the ring behind the smears finally reached Sam Heughan. Late one afternoon, he sat alone in his London apartment, his phone still open to the investigation report from the fan group and legal experts. The rapid flow of words weighed heavily on his heart. It was not a misunderstanding, nor was it a personal conflict. It was a deliberate campaign designed to manipulate public opinion. Sam was silent for a few minutes. Previously, he had thought that he was just the victim of malicious intent from a few anonymous people online. But the truth was much more cruel. He had been turned into a tool in a dirty game where the trust of the audience and the love of fans were traded like commodities. A close friend recalled that on that day, Sam simply uttered a short sentence. "So it was all just a play, and I was just a pawn in their game." Disappointment mixed with pain was evident in his eyes. But then the resilient instinct of a man who had spent many years struggling with the pressure of fame arose. He understood if he remained silent, he would inadvertently help those behind the scenes. That evening, Sam posted a meaningful message on his personal page. "The truth will speak for itself. I believe in the loyalty of those who truly know me." Without mentioning the scandal directly, without explaining, he chose to face it with faith and composure. But for those behind the drama, it was a cold warning. Sam Heughan would not fall. As soon as the first pieces of truth were revealed, Sam Heughan's international fan community, spanning from Europe, America to Asia, exploded like a fierce underground wave. Forums that were only places to share behind-the-scenes photos of Outlander have now turned into battlefields to protect their idol. Thousands of posts appeared at the same time on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, with the hashtags "Stand with Sam," "Your Justice for Sam," "Truth Will Out." A fan in Brazil wrote, "We have followed Sam for nearly 10 years. Every smile, every word is genuine. No one can make us believe in the lies that are made up." In the US, a group of fans even rented an electronic billboard in Times Square, New York, displaying the words, "Sam Heughan, always our Jamie, always our truth." The French fan community organized an outdoor rescreening of Outlander episodes, turning it into a symbolic act. "We don't just watch the show, we defend the people behind the characters." And especially it was the loyal fans in Scotland, Sam's homeland, who sent an open letter to the media with tens of thousands of signatures asking the press to stop supporting the smear campaign. The power of community love at this time went far beyond a mere fandom. It became a global movement where millions of people spoke up in unison. "We don't believe in lies. We believe in Sam Heughan." Sam read the messages from all over the world, and in that moment, he understood that he was not alone. After the international fan community stood up to defend Sam Heughan, the wave of public opinion forced the global media to change its approach. If before newspapers had competed to exploit baseless accusations, now they themselves have to face enormous pressure from the public. A major newspaper in the UK that published the article "Sam Heughan, the hero may not be perfect," was immediately emailed by tens of thousands of readers protesting, forcing them to remove the article within 24 hours. CNN and BBC opened an analysis column, inviting media experts and lawyers to participate in the discussion. One lawyer frankly affirmed, "The evidence presented does not have a sufficient legal basis. On the contrary, Sam Heughan can sue those who spread this fabricated news." The Guardian published an editorial with the title, "When Fake News Becomes a Weapon, Sam Heughan and the War of Truth." In it, they emphasized that this was not just a story about a star, but also a wake-up call for society about the destructive power of rumors and social networks. In the U.S. entertainment, Tonight and Variety changed their tone, starting to exploit Sam as a symbol of resilience daring to face the storm. One reporter even commented, "If anyone can weather the storm and still hold their head high, it is Sam Heughan." The media shift turned the wave of defending Sam into a full-scale counterattack. For the first time, those behind the smear campaign began to feel the pressure, not just from fans, but also from the most powerful writers in the press industry. Sam was no longer a victim of lies. He became the center of a media war of justice. After weeks of silence amid the storm, Sam Heughan finally chose the moment to speak out. Not through a fancy press conference, nor through his management team, but in his own warm and sincere voice, in a video posted to his personal page. The scene was simple. Sam sat in a wooden room in Scotland, the gentle light of dusk behind him. There were no stage lights, no prepared script. He looked straight into the camera, took a deep breath before starting. "I've read it all. I know there are accusations, rumors, and speculations that are making people nervous. I want to be clear, none of it is true." He paused, his eyes glinting a little sadly but firmly. "I am not perfect, but I have never done what they have accused me of doing. I love my job, I love my audience, and I love the values that I have always pursued. I believe that the truth will eventually be seen." In the video, Sam also thanked the fan community. "Without you, I would have collapsed. I am truly grateful for every message, every letter, and every little action that you have given me in the past time." What is special is that Sam did not criticize anyone, nor did he fall into bitterness. Instead, he chose to assert himself and send a positive message. "Remember, we cannot control what others say, but we can control how we react. I choose to react with truth and love." Immediately after the video was posted, social media exploded. Millions of views, hundreds of thousands of comments, and countless hashtags in support of Sam went viral. Fans called the moment Sam Heughan's rebirth moment, when he not only defended himself but also inspired anyone facing rumors, lies, and injustice. While the public opinion was still hot, all eyes were on Sam Heughan. With curiosity mixed with suspicion, an unexpected turn of events occurred. Technology experts and a global network investigation team, in coordination with a number of international law enforcement agencies, released a shocking report. The accounts spreading rumors about Sam were actually controlled by a transnational fraud network. What was even more shocking, among them were groups that specialized in exploiting the names of Hollywood stars to carry out tricks of selling fake goods, defrauding investments, and even manipulating fans' emotions for profit. Sam's name was just a perfect bait because he had a clean image, many loyal female fans, and a strong personal brand. When clear evidence was released, public opinion exploded. The people behind the scenes suddenly went from being anonymous to being wanted criminals. The international media simultaneously shifted from suspecting Sam to hunting for the truth. This story was no longer simply a showbiz scandal, but became a fight against cybercrime and protecting personal honor. And it was also during this period that the image of Sam Heughan, from being considered a victim of scandal, was elevated to a symbol of steadfastness and transparency. He not only stood up to defend himself, but also became the face of the message, "Don't believe in virtual traps. Stay alert, don't let bad people take advantage of your trust." The climax of the incident was not the fall of a star, but the fall of an international fraud network, thanks to this game-changing moment. After the whole truth was revealed, the entertainment industry and public opinion around the world were shocked. Those behind the fake news campaign were arrested one after another, and the transnational cybercrime network was dismantled. International newspapers simultaneously published the headline, "Sam Heughan, from victim to hero against fake news." On the public side, instead of turning their backs, millions of fans around the world tightened their support for Sam. From Outlander forums to major fan pages everywhere spread the message, "We always believe in Sam." Many viewers even organized online campaigns to raise awareness of fake news, using his own story as a lesson. Sam, after all, remained calm. He did not hold grudges, did not retaliate, only left a message that touched many people. The life of an artist always has to face many challenges, but this challenge has shown me that the truth is always more powerful than any fabrication. Thank you to those who believed and stood by me. The consequences for the bad guys are the punishment of the law. The consequences for the tabloid media are a strong warning. But the ending for Sam Heughan is a new and solid chapter, when his name is not only associated with cinema and the character Jamie Fraser in Outlander, but also becomes a symbol of steadfastness, transparency, and trust. When the last light closes this story, people realize sometimes scandals are not to destroy a person, but to test their mettle to prove that they are worthy of the position that the public places their trust in. And Sam Heughan did it, turning the tables, turning the crisis into a brilliant ending. The spotlight is closed, public opinion has temporarily calmed down, but behind the scenes, Sam Heughan is quietly preparing for a new step. Leaked news from the film crew said that he is about to take on a completely different role, a thorny, complex character promising to challenge his acting ability to a new level. Fans began to talk, is this the role that will bring Sam out of Jamie Fraser's shadow and leave his mark as a new monument? And Sam, in a short interview, only left a meaningful smile with the sentence, "Every journey ends only to open another journey. I never stop." So, this story may have come to an end, but it is only the beginning of a new chapter. Sam Heughan's journey, both in art and in life, continues full of challenges, but also full of surprises ahead. And who knows? Perhaps this turn of the tide is just the prelude to a bigger, more resounding victory in the future.